easy will this test system be to implement? Is the chaos likely to continue even now the border is reopening? Because there are really a long line of trucks at the border.
Yeah, good morning. And I think that's exactly the point. I mean, at the last count, there was something like 3,000 lorries backed up in southeast England. I think about half of that pretty close to the port. So that's going to take an awful lot of time to get through. In terms of the testing regime itself, I mean, that seemed to be part of the reason why we had this sort of somewhat perplexing delay in getting a resolution, which in that the French side wanted the more comprehensive tests, and the British side wanted the speedier tests. I think in the end they've gone for the speedier tests, and I guess it remains to be seen just how fast they can get through that backlog before, of course, the December 31st deadline, which is looming rather fast.
Yeah, it certainly is. What kind of chaos does this kind of show us what a no-deal Brexit could look like? Is this what it would be, or could it get even worse?
I'm hesitant to make predictions because we're still at the stage where we haven't actually got a Brexit deal. So it's very difficult. I mean, at the moment, those talks are centering around what looks like about £60 million worth of fish. But the reality is that if we don't get a deal in the next few days, that's going to be very hard to get that ratified and through the various parliaments before that December 31st deadline. So I think even if we get a deal, there's likely to be some problems at the border for some time, partly because of this backlog, but partly also because they're really leaving the deal until the very last possible second.
On Sunday, the chief scientific advisor for the government said that more parts of England would have to face Tier 4 restrictions. Now, The Sun is reporting that this could actually happen as soon as today. Boris Johnson and his team actually mulling with whether or not to do this. Is that what we potentially can expect as of today? More parts of the United Kingdom are going to be having Tier 4 restrictions?
Yeah, I mean, it certainly seems to be heading in that direction. Again, the government has tended to be to sort of flip-flop a little bit on this as new evidence emerges. And again, particularly with this new variant, there's no real sense of, well, just how far it has spread. There's some concerns about infectivity levels, obviously. But at the moment, it's partial data they're working with. On the other hand, there's a big political price to pay for cancelling Christmas, as they call it. And so they're sort of trying to find this balance between the two where people can enjoy some sort of family gatherings, but hopefully without obviously causing super spreader events. I think given what's happened over the last week or so, particularly with London and the southeast, and the sort of comments that we've had from the scientists and from the politicians, it does seem quite likely. But I'm hesitant to say it will definitely happen.